But in as far as who needs to win this game more, I can't see Ryan Day losing this football game and being okay. I can't see it. I simply don't think it's a possibility. Okay? I also acknowledge that Ohio State has sold out to get him everybody he asked for. And in selling out to get him everybody he asked for, you've got all the guys that you needed to return. They didn't go to the NFL, right? Jack Sawyer, JT Tuimoloau, Denzel Burke before he decided he was not playing corner anymore or whatever. Caleb Downs, you went and got him out of the portal. Quinshon Judkins got him out of the portal. Travion Henderson comes back. You get Will Howard out of the portal, and on it goes, right? Josh Simmons came out of the portal. They're not going to brook this, right? We all know the number, right? The $20 million that they spent on the roster. And it's going to be a number that everybody talks about because it's a big number. It's a large number. There's the $10 million you're paying to the head coach to say nothing of what you're paying that staff, and you just handed play calling privileges to Chip Kelly. You got Jim Knowles come back. You've keeping Larry Johnson Sr. running his defensive line, even though we needed to start producing. A loss for them does not knock them out of the college football playoff, but it does knock them out of the Big Ten championship, and they haven't qualified for the Big Ten championship game in 4 years. That is a far cry from a team that won 4 consecutive Big 12 championships from 2017 to 2020. I say that gets them knocked out because the tiebreakers go to the teams that are in front of them, right? Penn State, Oregon, and Indiana for the time being. So now you must win this game at Beaver Stadium, because if you don't have a top 5 win. And the only thing you're going to be hoping is that Indiana's undefeated when they come to the shoe just before you got to play Michigan, so you can get a top 10 win on your resume, and I think they would be a top 10 team by that time. And then you get to hold up to the committee, hey, we're 10-2 with a win against a top 10 opponent and 2 losses to number 3 and number 1. Okay? We're a good football team. And then you get to go to the dance, and then we see where they seed you, and maybe you get a home game, right? That's in the offing for you. But in as far as what the fan base thinks of Ryan Day right now, they don't think much of him. They are rhyming his name with John Cooper, okay? Like one of the comments in here was Finkel is Ironhorn, Day is Cooper, and I laughed. I thought it was funny because that's how they feel right now. So you need a W, but you also need a W because James Franklin don't get W's against Ohio State. It doesn't happen. Like Penn State does not go into this game expecting to beat Ohio State. They come into this game expecting to be there at the end and have a chance to beat Ohio State. They should have beat Ohio State a couple years ago, and then JT Tuimoloau said, nah, I got it. I will take over this game, and I will be generational in this game, and you're going to go home with this L, Penn State, and like it. Okay? That's usually what happens to Penn State. They play great football, and then they get beat by an Ohio State player, right? This year, I don't know who that Ohio State player is going to be, but I suspect it would be Jeremiah Smith, right? If you're going to bet on somebody to take over the game. However, James Franklin, who has coached 10 times against Ohio State, is 1 for 9. 9 times against Ohio State is 1 for 9. No, it's 10, because 1 plus 9 is, my goodness, RG, math, 1 and 9, right? 10 times he's 1 and 9. And then there's this record against top 5 opponents, which I kind of throw out because anytime Penn State plays a top 5 opponent, it's usually in the Big Ten, and it's usually Ohio State, Michigan, right? Every now and again, you get somebody else that jumps up there, but for the most part, you're talking about Penn State, Ohio State, and Michigan being the class of the conference here lately. Wisconsin was in there in, the early 2010s, not so much lately here. But it is not a program that has feasted on Ohio State, shall we say. And James Franklin has done a really good job of beating the crap teams. Those of y'all that still used to listen to, I don't even listen to it anymore, but maybe it's probably still on, Men in Blazers. I'm sure, Raj and Michael are still doing their thing because it's an outstanding show. So I can't imagine it. I just don't listen to it because I be doing football now. Not that football, this football. But the point there is they would say, hey, Arsenal, we always beat the crap teams. And I put my foot through a TV because of what Arsene Wenger was not doing 2011, and I said, I can't do this no more. I can't be on the Arsenal narcotic no more. They going to get me killed. They going to get me thrown in prison, and I don't even live there. You know what I mean? I live over here. What I care about Arsenal for? What I care about Arsene Wenger not going to get any strikers that can score? See, I'm doing it. I'm already, you could You can see my blood pressure is already. No, I don't do the Mikel Arteta thing. I don't do it. Nope. I don't watch Champions League. I barely watch the World Cup because I'm a United States men's national team fan. And then the women went and crapped the bed in this World Cup. So soccer's just me. We just kind of, we ain't talking right now. We ain't talking. That's the evil X over there. A hex on that house. I can't do it. It's just, all it does is bring me anguish and pain. At least Oklahoma, they be winning championships here the last few years. We've been decent. We've been good. Arsenal, nah, dog. We just show up to get beat down by Manchester City and Man United. And that's kind of how Penn State feels. Feels like Arsene Wenger's late Arsenal teams. They're probably going to be there trying to get in the Champions League, top 4, but you're never going to see them challenging Manchester City or challenging Manchester United when they were good. Excuse me. Or challenging Chelsea when it felt like they had it going on, right? To say nothing of whatever the hell Tottenham be up to now. That's where it feels Penn State lies. Meanwhile, Ohio State expects to be Manchester City, right? They paid for this team. They paid for this coach. Go win us all the trophies. Not just the PL, not just the Champions League, all of them. If they put y'all in the FIFA Club World Cup, which is a nothing tournament, you ought to go win that too. FA Cup, League Cup, it all should be yours. Penn State, they just happen to be here right now. Or does that change this weekend? Does that change? I will be interested to find out whether or not that changes. Because if Penn State gets a win against Ohio State, we're going to treat it as convincing. And that's going to be one of the 2 best teams in college football, I think. But who can tell with these bunch of suits in these boardrooms that be making these playoff selection committee rankings? I don't know, dog. I wonder sometimes how much football y'all be watching. For all the people that want to tell me that rankings shouldn't be done and don't matter, you're asking people to not care about your sport until November, and I hate that. Because we only get 12 games. I know y'all think that we play a bunch of football games, but I'm going to tell y'all to go look at the NFL, go look at high school football, and then talk about how many football games we play. Say nothing of the damn NBA and the NHL. They be in Major League Baseball. They be playing forever. I'd be envious as I'm getting ready to watch the Dodgers sweep the Yankees tonight, because that's what we're doing tonight. It's just the Yankees fans. I can't stand y'all. It's Yankees fans. Not the Yankees, it's Yankees fans. Can't stand y'all. It's that. So